He went to work, came back, ate dinner, slept beside a woman who no longer felt like my wife. Every normal moment felt fake, like I was acting in a life that wasn't mine anymore. She tried to behave normally, asking me about my day, talking about the kids, pretending nothing had changed. But once trust is broken, every word sounds rehearsed. I replayed our past in my head, searching for signs I ignored. The late nights, the sudden gym routine, the emotional distance disguised as independence. I realized how easy it is to lie when someone is too loyal to question you. That hurt more than the affair itself. I had given her complete emotional safety, and she used it as cover. At night, when the house went quiet, my mind became loud. I asked myself what kind of man stays after being disrespected so deeply. I wondered if walking away would make me selfish, or weak, or heartless. Society tells men to endure, to sacrifice, to hold families together no matter the cost. But no one talks about what it costs a man to stay where he is, no longer valued. I wasn't angry anymore. I was empty, and emptiness is dangerous, because it slowly convinces you that you don't deserve better. One evening, as I watched my reflection in the bathroom mirror, I barely recognized myself. The confident man I once was had been replaced by someone constantly questioning his worth. That was the moment I understood something important. Betrayal doesn't just break relationships, it breaks identity. And if I didn't choose myself soon, there would be nothing left to choose. I started planning quietly, not out of revenge, but out of self-preservation. I read, I listened, I observed. I learned that the loudest reactions give power to the person who hurt you. Silence, on the other hand, takes it back. I gathered evidence, not because I wanted to punish her, but because I wanted control over my own future. Every message I saved, every date I noted, felt like reclaiming a piece of myself. She noticed my distance and mistook it for acceptance. She thought I was processing, healing, maybe even forgiving. I let her believe that, because explaining myself to someone who betrayed me felt pointless. I realized she wasn't afraid of losing me emotionally. She was afraid of losing stability. That realization clarified everything. I wasn't her partner anymore. I was her safety net, and safety nets are only appreciated when they're about to disappear. I stopped arguing. I stopped questioning. I stopped caring about being understood. Instead, I focused on becoming independent, in ways I had neglected for years. I rebuilt friendships, improved my health, and reminded myself who I was before I became just a provider. Slowly, my pain transformed into clarity. I didn't hate her. I simply no longer trusted her with my life, my future, or my dignity. And trust, once gone, doesn't come back just because someone is sorry. Apologies don't erase choices. They only acknowledge them. The hardest part wasn't leaving her. It was accepting that the marriage I mourned no longer existed, and maybe never did in the way I believed. I had to grieve a future that was built on false promises. I had to let go of the idea that loyalty guarantees love. As men, we are taught to measure our value by how much we endure. But endurance without respect is just slow self-destruction. I thought about all the men silently suffering in relationships where their commitment is taken for granted. Men who are told to be patient while their boundaries are crossed. Men who are shamed for choosing peace over chaos. I realized I didn't want to become another example of that silence. Leaving wasn't about proving a point. It was about refusing to normalize betrayal. The day I finally decided to walk away, I felt an unexpected calm. No rage, no tears, just acceptance. I understood that staying would require me to shrink myself to fit into a lie. Leaving would hurt, but it would also heal. Pain is temporary. Loss of self-respect is permanent. That truth gave me strength I didn't know I had. When I finally left, I didn't announce it. I didn't create drama. I simply chose not to return. The world didn't end. The sky didn't fall. Life went on, quietly and steadily. In the weeks that followed, I felt loneliness, yes, but also freedom. I slept better. I breathed deeper. I stopped questioning my worth. I learned that walking away doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes it means you finally listen to yourself. I rebuilt my life slowly, intentionally, without rushing into distractions or replacements. I learned to enjoy my own company again, to trust my instincts, to honor my boundaries. Betrayal taught me something love never did. Self-respect must come before commitment. Today, I don't see myself as a victim. I see myself as a man who chose honesty over comfort, dignity over familiarity, and truth over illusion. And that choice, painful as it was, saved me.